Well, hello there. It's Amy Carney with Parent on Purpose, and I'm so glad you've joined me today for my Make Monday Matter webinar. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Nicole Gebhardt, who published my book, Parent on Purpose, and is the founder of Niche Pressworks and has published to help entrepreneurs, business owners, influencers, all types of people. Over 200 people have published their books with Nicole. And I am so excited that she has said yes to joining us today and talking about how you can also write a book to, to improve your impact and your income. So thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us today and appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Amy. Great to see you as always.
So fun to see you. So let me just tell you a little bit about how I started working with Nicole. I was writing my book, I think 2017, 2018, I was working on it and I was about to just go work at Starbucks and say, this is going to be much easier because I just couldn't decide. Like, am I going to go with a traditional publisher? Am I going to self-publish? It can be very overwhelming. I think this, idea of writing a book and actually putting it into the world. And then you came to Arizona and you did an event here and I came, met you, and I said, yes, this is the perfect woman and company that I want to work with because I really wanted to work with a female-owned business, and we share our Christian faith and values. You're a mom of two and a wife, and that was important to me so that you understood my message. And then lastly, you're based in Indiana, which is where I'm from. So there were many factors that went into working with you, and you're the ultimate professional, and I couldn't be happier with my book that I published with you. And I love supporting all these other authors. I always buy books from niche authors because I just love what you do. And I want to introduce you to my audience. And I'm so excited that you're coming to Scottsdale soon to do a live event. And we will talk about that toward the end and how people can join us there. But let's dive right in because we got a lot of questions for you. And I want you to help everyone because, like I said earlier, the idea of writing and publishing a book can be daunting, and we've got busy lives, right? We got a lot going on. So how in the world do you help entrepreneurs, influencers, business owners actually get the book that's inside of them written and out into the world? How do you do that?
Yeah. Well, I think, everybody's busy, right? And so they say 85% of people want to write a book someday, and a small fraction of those will get that done. Particularly, we specialize in working with business leaders and entrepreneurs, and we're the busiest of the busy. And so, but we also recognize, I think most of us, like, you want and need a book for your authority, right? You kind of aren't an authority unless you are an author, like the core meaning of the word is in there. And so, you want a book. I think our ideal client recognizes, though, that they want a quality book. Like, you and I have worked way too hard on our brand and what we stand for to just put anything out there. And so, there are a lot of people out there that like, write a book in a weekend, or, there's a book in you, just get it out. And I think, what we stand for is, well, let's get the right book out. Let's make sure that we do a really great job. Let's not rush this. Let's take the time to create something that you're going to be really proud of. And so that's our core foundation we stand on. We help our authors is let's do it right. Let's get in from the beginning and help you plan it.
Yeah. And I love that. Like I said, I mean, we worked so hard together to get this right for me. Right. And you helped me. I mean, so many things we incorporated into this book that I just couldn't get. I don't feel like which I couldn't with a traditional publisher. Right. And I love the fact that I own this book, right? I own the rights to everything in this book, and I get to sell it in so many ways, do what I want. So let's talk about that. Like, why would business leaders want to write and publish a book? Like if they got a successful business or a startup or just, any type of business, why would they want to write a book? I guess, in what ways, what does a book help impact your influence in income?
I always like to shift the conversation here because there's all the great reasons that everybody talks about why you want a book. Like, it's your big business card in print, which I think kind of cheapens the experience. But right there, let's face it, a book's going to open all kinds of doors for you that you can't get. Like, you'll get on more stages, you'll get on more podcasts, right? You'll build deeper relationships with your audience. There's all the obvious things, but I think what's most important to me is the journey that you go on to get really clear about your message. And what I say is, 4 out of 5 people that are writing a book are writing or planning to write the wrong book. So when they come to me, when I'm talking to them on the phone, like they're just subtle things that they're off target on. And so we have a process that we've built to help you identify what's the right book for your goals. So in that, I say most people sit down, they say, okay, I want to write a book. And they kind of look backwards at their experience and they're like, what have I done? What's the kind of book that would be easy for me to write? And what we're doing when we work with our authors is we're looking forward. We're saying, what brand are you building for the next 3 to 5 years? And what book will serve that brand? And that means that your book's going to have some new ideas in it, things maybe you haven't explored yet in full detail. And so we go through a process of helping you identify what book does your business need in the future? And then we help you create a plan to write it.
That's so cool. And like I said, I've experienced it. I know firsthand, because what I started out with is not what I ended up with. And I so appreciate that. And, all the way, I can't even begin to name off all the ways that, my book has catapulted my business in every aspect. It's just so fun. And like you said, it just opens so many more doors for you. And, I don't know. I think it's just, like you said, something personally for people to accomplish is amazing. But we need people like you, to help us get that product done. And so what about, writing and publishing? It's very overwhelming. It can be overwhelming, how we talked about. And there's so many options and opinions out there. So what makes you different? What sets you apart from other, small business publishers?
I'm going to answer that in 2 ways. So the first thing that sets us apart is I love working with the author from the beginning. Like a lot of people think, and a lot of publishers want you to, come to me with your idea and we'll help you make it better. And what I say is like 4 out of 5 of you are working on the wrong idea to begin with, right? And you can go to a lot of publishers and tell them that idea and they're like, great, I can help you make that better. But what we're doing is we're looking at your business too. That's my true passion is where's your business now? What are you trying to achieve? Who's your ideal client? And how do we create an asset that serves those people and the business that you really want to create? And so a lot of times when we're creating the book plan, we're also reimagining what the business looks like, because your business needs to be designed to scale. So what got you here won't necessarily get you there. And so that's what makes us kind of unique. It's our secret sauce is we have this process that we go through at the beginning. We call it the 1-page book plan, where we identify 9 key decisions. And from these 9 decisions, we're finding out what's your goals, who's your ideal audience, and then how are you going to develop your marketing plan and your business plan and everything. So this one canvas that when we're done, it's called the 1-page book plan. When we're done, you know that your book's going to work. It's a book you want to write. You know that it's going to work and it comes out because we've identified your offers. We've identified some of your marketing decisions early on, all the things that need to happen so that when the book comes out, it's going to be prepared to achieve the goals that you have for it and for you.
It's so awesome. Well, you brought up the 1-page book plan, so we might as well dive into that, because that's exactly what the event is coming up on September 27th in Scottsdale, right? Live event. So why don't you go ahead and start, telling everyone what in the world it is and what they can get out of it if they come.
Yeah. So we're coming to Scottsdale. Incredibly, we actually have 8 authors in Scottsdale. It's kind of, I've met you, and then the just cascaded and we met so many people. So here it is. We're going to do this event in Scottsdale on Friday, September 27th. And it's a 1-day event where we're going to help you make all 9 key decisions so that you've got the right book for your goals and for your business, and how you're going to use it, right? And so at the end of this day, you will have this, what we call, it's a canvas, a vision board for your entire project. And that way you're like set to go. So I love, there's a scripture that says, write it down and make it plain, right? That you have this vision. And that's the whole premise behind this is a lot of people are overwhelmed by this idea that you mentioned earlier. Like, they're like, I don't know. And I don't know if I have the time. But if you spend 1 day with us going through this 1-page book plan, the clarity you get on all of these decisions, like it just ignites the project. Once you have the clear vision, like suddenly everything about it becomes possible. So it's kind of this idea of, manifesting. Once you're really clear about what you want, everything starts to come together. So we've worked with a lot of authors over the years where we've made these decisions, and we start with people like one of our authors is Jill, and Jill came to us, she's like, I don't even know if I can write a book. She goes, I don't know if I don't even know if I can do this, or I probably want a ghostwriter and all those things. And as we went through the one-page book plan process with her, she got really excited about her project. We built out all the details. And by the time she was done with it, she's like, there's nobody else writing it but me, right? And she was so excited. And then she finished the project ahead of schedule, right? So once you see it all on a one-page plan, like you just get so fired up about the project that writing it becomes so much easier. So let the overwhelm kind of float away. And then it's just time behind the keyboard because you're excited about not only the book, but what it's going to make possible for you and your business.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. I'm so honored that I get to be one of the authors
and speakers. Yeah.
Oh, and speakers. I get to speak
Yeah.
too. Okay.
Well,
Well, that's what happens when you write a book is you end up being a speaker. That is for sure, right? You are doing way more speaking once you have a published book. But I'm just super excited to be with you all because I do believe wholeheartedly in Niche Pressworks and you and your process and what we do, because I'm living proof, that this works. And I'm actually, this, I'm already starting my second book and hoping to actually use the September 27th event to get myself rolling on that too, because like I said, I'm a busy mom of 6 and business owner and wife and all the things. And so sometimes we can let these books and major projects sit on the back burner. And I love that you're coming in and giving us an opportunity. But I know it can be hard sometimes to invest, right? To invest the money to come to the event. What do you say to that?
Yeah, you've got to invest in yourself. Like, I just spent, this, I was just in Las Vegas. I spent thousands of dollars to spend for 2 events in Las Vegas for the last 2 weeks. I invest harder in myself than anyone else in anything else. And, this is the this is the cost of achieving big goals, right? So this is just one of those things that is just one of the best uses of your time to be able to take a day, right? And test your ideas. Come join us. Maybe you're not even sure if you're really, writing a book is the right thing for you right now. So come join us, see, explore this idea. You're going to be in a room full of business leaders like you who are trying to figure out, how do I take my business to the next level? What are my offers? What does my business look like at the next level? And we're going to brainstorm that out. You're going to be surrounded by amazing people like Amy Carney and our other authors that are there, and other leaders that we're flying in, right? I'm flying my whole team down there to spend this time with everybody. So it's going to be a great day, and we're going to get a lot accomplished, and we're going to have best-selling authors, niche leaders, and movements that are literally launched from this one day in Scottsdale. I can't wait.
No, it's going to be so fun. So fun. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to show the website right here. And that is where people can go to learn more about it, right?
Well, this is our main website. So this is nichepressworks.com. So this is our main publishing site. And yeah, there's details about the workshop there. You can also just go to onepagebookplan.com and register exactly for the event, which there goes the details. So, I'm sorry. This is not our page. You're right. This is our one-page book plan workshop. Hello, Amy. Sorry. They're very similar. They're all branded the same. They are very similar. So this is the workshop work page. Sorry. onepagebookplan.com. You'll find out we're going to be in Scottsdale at the venue 8600, which is just a beautiful place. Lunch is included. We're going to gather together for the day and get to work. Like, this is a workshop. Like, bring your pen, wear your comfy clothes if you want. We're going to dig in and get going on your business and make some decisions on your book and your business and what the next level looks like for you and how a book can serve you and help you get there faster.
Awesome. So everybody needs to go there. You can also reach out if you have any questions about this event. We want to see everybody, like you said, in this room. One of my favorite things too is just the community that you've built with Niche Pressworks too, right? We make new friends. We can, I meet and talk with other authors on the side, right? We can help each other's business. We're going to, I think the night before your event, right? There's a book launch party also in Scottsdale that we're going to get to go to celebrate another female business owner's book. So I'm just so excited about it. And I just wanted to share you with everyone. And and I think that's it. So everybody can go to the One Page Book Plan, or you can go to your website is your Niche Pressworks.
Yeah. nichepressworks.com. So do we have a minute? I'd love to have you talk just briefly about some of the biggest achievements that your book has helped you achieve.
Oh my gosh.
This is a fun conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm happy to talk about that. I could, you and I did a video, I think a couple years ago, we did a YouTube video we have that's on my, I think it's on both of our YouTubes that we talked about this, but, well, one major thing is that it led to the next book. You can see my mom journal up here, that a publisher reached out to me to write that right before COVID. So right at the beginning of 2020, they had reached out to write that, and it actually worked perfectly because that's where I'm moving next, is into a keepsake line and a legacy leaving. That's where I'm headed. So I would have never gotten that publishing deal, right, and that experience without having this first book. So that was really great because I was able to have a creative project during COVID. Another thing is I was able to still have income coming in because with my book on Amazon, right, people were home and buying books. So that was really great as well. I just can't even begin to name all the different speaking, places I've gotten to go to speak because of my book. And then one major thing is I was already doing some speaking before my book was published, but now everywhere I go, I can sell my book at the back of the room, right? And that's huge because even if, I speak a lot to parenting groups, mom groups that don't pay big stage money, which is fine, but they buy my books. And so I make way more on selling my book at the back of the room than I do, from the speaking fee a lot of time. But I can't even begin to, there's so many ways that this book has changed my business and my life. And I just couldn't be happier. So
I think one of the greatest things that we see from our authors is the amount of clarity you get about your message and then the confidence, right, to show up. And there's nothing like spending, several weeks like diving into your own message. And what does this mean? And how do I structure this? And we go through a process. So as soon as the One Page Book Plan is done, the next thing we do is we help you outline your book, right? And how do you and what's the order of releasing information and helping build idea upon ideas so that your audience is making decisions, as business leaders. It's one thing to write a book. It's one thing to write a great book. It's another thing to write a book that guides people to actually take action and pick up the phone and hire you and buy your thing or pay you for something, right? And so those are skills that aren't natural, right? And so we have to learn these skills. And when you take the time and you have to figure out, okay, what do I want to say first? And how do I frame that? And how do I transition to this? All of that process just it impacts every area of your business. You're more confident on stage and on podcasts and interviews. You become so excited about your own message. I like to say, you have these epiphanies in your own process about your own message. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about it that way. So the journey itself is just part of the fun. I think that's how, one of our authors, Jill, just finished her book ahead of time, was she got so excited about finally having the time that she wanted to dive into her own message, that it's really cool. And you did that. And from that, it spun off all these other new ideas and graphics and packages and offers and another book. And all of these things came out of that process. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I love what we get to do.
Yeah, same. And I think it's just stepping out of your comfort zone and investing in yourself is hard. It can be hard, right? And not knowing where it's going to go and if you're going to make that money back or what. But any money we invest into ourselves and into our business, comes back, tenfold, I believe. But it is hard to do that. And so I encourage people to look at your website, invest in yourself. You guys can, ask me any questions anytime. I'm happy to help. And I will obviously be there live and would love to meet everyone. And so I just thank you for taking the time to come on today to talk about Niche and all you've done and all you continue to do. And I'm excited to see you in Scottsdale, you and everyone else, on September 27th.
Yes.
So, all right.
Bags of packing. Yes, we're excited. We already got all the goodies that we're pre-ordering. We're getting ready to pack it all up, and we're shipping them down in advance of us coming. So I'm looking forward to it. Always love to come see you, Amy. Scottsdale's a beautiful place. So
You can mail them to my house if you need to too.
thank you. All right. We've got boxes that are coming your way. So very fun. Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you so much, and I look forward to seeing you. Okay.
Thank you, Amy. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.